friends, Dr. Donkey here, and today we will be doing a locker tour. And I have quite a lot of skins, so this is going to take quite a while. I have 297 in total, that's quite a lot. Yeah. And by the way, I hope you're having a good day or night. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, my first skin, well, not my first skin ever, but like the first skin here. Dark Bomber from Season 6. Kind of rare, I'm not sure. We have Dark Jonesy as well from the Cube season. Well, not Cube season, but like from the Cube pack. He's kind of rare. I got this, that's also kind of rare, I'm not sure though. We also have this guy, a wild card, a dark wild card. He's actually quite good, this guy, not even gonna lie. Anyway, now we have Catwoman. I use this skin quite a lot actually, I'm not even gonna lie. Came out in Season X, I got this OG, but they brought it back. We also have Harley Quinn. I also had this OG, but they also brought this back. Polar Peely, this was quite rare. It was free, but it only came out in Chapter 3. Psycho Bandit was rare until they brought it back. Solid Snake, that's kind of rare, I'm not sure. Sub-Zero, I got all of them. All the styles. Spartan, and there's only 2 styles to this. Well, there's 2 styles that I have. Santa Dog, the free one, the free skin. Also the free skin. I also have this is quite good. I like this. Blaze, this isn't that rare. It's good skin though. This is rare. This is rare. This is quite rare. I don't have any edit styles, but it's still rare. This is also quite rare. I don't have the rainbow ones, by the way, before I even ask. Marvel series is quite good. It's quite rare. This isn't that rare, but it probably will be in future. This is rare. This isn't really rare. This is rare. Not that rare. Rare. Not that rare. Kind of rare. Not too rare. Not rare. Rare. Not rare. Rare. This, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if this is rare or not. Ripley versus Sludge. Not really a rare skin. Darth Vader, rare. Mandalorian, really rare. And I have all of the Beskar ones. Is it just me, or what is the Beskar and the other one look exactly the same? Like, am I tripping? This is the exact same. Like this isn't the same. These 2 aren't the same. But like, look. Like, yeah, them 2 are both not the same. But look. These ones are, oh yeah, it's because it's that one. Right, that makes more sense. Because I thought it was this one. But wait. No, that's wrong then, because left, right. Fucking planners. Anyway, it doesn't matter. One ball. This is quite rare. Actually, no, it's not rare. This is kind of rare, actually. This is quite rare, actually. Not too rare. I don't really see this. Agent Peely, that's rare. I don't really have the golden style. Not rare. Not rare. Not rare. Not rare. I'm not sure. No. Not rare. Not rare. Very rare. Extremely rare. Not that rare. Not rare. Not rare. Quite rare. Not rare. Not rare either. Quite rare. Not rare. This is quite rare. Rare. If you have the max style. I'm not sure. Not rare. Extremely rare with the purple lights. Not too rare. Very rare. Not too rare. I'm not sure. I think that's quite rare. I'm not sure. This isn't rare. Not rare. Not sure. Clanker, no. Yeah, that's quite rare actually. Clutch, rare. I'm gonna say that's rare. That's not that rare. Cryptic, that is actually quite rare. No joke. Not rare. I'm not sure that's rare. Not rare. Actually, I'm not sure if that's rare or not. Really rare. I think that's rare. Really rare. Not too rare. Actually, I'm not sure actually. I don't know. That is really rare. Rare. Not rare. Not rare. Very, very rare. Actually, I'm not sure. This is extremely rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Not that rare anymore. Not that rare. Not that rare. Extremely rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Actually, I'm not sure. Not sure either. Kind of rare. Kind of rare. 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 Not that rare. X, not that rare. Very rare. Actually, I'm not sure. Very rare. Not rare. Not that rare. And the Unreal style is quite good. Very, very rare. This edit style is very rare. Not that one, but like the World Cup. Not too rare. Not that rare. Rare, that's actually quite rare. Rare. Really, really rare. Rare. Not that rare. I don't have the pink version. I only have that one. Rare, that's actually quite rare. I only see the girl version of this. Now. Well, now I'm not really sure. Why is my man wearing shin pads? Ginger Gunner. Not rare. Very rare. There's an FNCS pickaxe. I'm not sure. Rare. Not sure. Rare. Not sure. Definitely not rare. Definitely not rare. Definitely not rare. Not rare. Not rare. Very, very rare. Rare. Kind of rare. Insight. Not really that rare. Kind of rare. Really rare. Not that rare. Joey, I'm not really sure on that, if that's really rare. Joltra, that's always coming back, so no, not really rare. Joss, the max style, no. Well, I mean, I got this, I don't know if you'll believe me on this, but I actually got this, like before it came out, no joke. I'm not sure. Yes, I think that's rare actually. Not rare. Not rare. Rare. I swear this is the same person. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Or is this the same bitch? Look, like they have the same edit styles. I think this is actually quite rare, I'm not sure though. That's quite rare. The Sapphire version, that's quite rare. Crisabella, I'm not sure. Not rare. Actually, that's kind of rare. I'm not sure about that. What the f? Laguna, I'm not really sure. Alexa. Lil Split. Not that rare, I'm not sure. Light Show, not that rare. Kind of rare. Not rare. Not rare. Actually, yeah, that's quite rare actually. Lux, the white style. Yeah, it's rare. Very, very rare. Like the black version as well. I feel like the red and the default versions are the best, but I like the default one. Malik, not that rare. Quite rare. Not that rare. Might be rare, I'm not sure. Master Key. Literally Naruto. I'm not sure if that's rare or not. Very, very rare. Menace, that's quite rare. Let me do this. Which one goes better? Chad, do you think I should wear this one? Nah, I'm not wearing that. Not rare. That's actually quite rare, and it's full gold. Don't you shake your titties at me? Oh yeah, by the way, it's actually reactivity, so like, if you get a kill, the gold spreads. Midas, very rare. Full gold Midas, that's extremely rare. Astronaut. Zero helmet, that's quite rare. Not rare. Oh my lordy lord. Tim. This one, I actually use this one quite a lot. Montage, I think. Montage. You know what? I think these guys, I think this is Midas's son. Like, am I tripping? Moonwalker, same with the other one. Munitions expert. Very, 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 very rare. Nightshade, I'm not really sure. That's not that rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Kind of rare. Very, 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 very rare. Not rare. Kind of rare. Not rare. Not rare. Actually, that's kind of rare. Not rare. Not rare. Not rare. Not rare. Actually, yeah, it's not rare. Oh my god, Lois, I'm in Fortnite. Pig the Butcher. Not rare at all. That is quite rare. I will say. Well, was quite rare. Anyway, that's quite rare as well. That's not rare. Well, that's kind of rare. This is quite rare. Very, very rare with the max style. Raptor. I'm not sure that's rare. Raven, not rare. Recon, not rare. Red Knight, no. Actually, I'm not sure on that. Red Nose Raider, I'm not sure. Red Nose Ranger, I'm not sure either. Red Line, not sure. Not sure. Actually, that's quite rare. This is kind of rare. Not rare. What? I'm not even taking the piss out of you. I got this OG, but for some reason I didn't get the shirt. No joke. I didn't get the black and white style. No, the black and gold. I'm not even lying. Toxic Brick. These are kind of rare actually. Rose Team Leader. Rook. I'm not really sure on these two. Not too sure on this one. Not too sure. Very rare. Not that rare. Very rare. Not that rare. Kind of rare. That was rare until she came back. Got a Commander. Scorpion. Courage. So no, Scourge. Scourge. Scout. That was quite rare. Scuba Jonesy. That's quite rare. Not that rare, I'm not sure. That is very rare, I think. Very rare. Not too rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Actually, that's kind of rare, I'm not sure. Skull Trooper would be rare if I had the gold style. Sky, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That is quite rare. Not that rare. I'm not sure. No, not that rare. I'm not sure actually. Spell Supreme. I'm not sure. Sparkplug, I'm not sure. Not sure. Actually, no, it's not rare. Not rare. Squad Leader, I'm not sure. That's not rare. That's not rare. That's quite rare, I've heard. So, like, he has a beard. Has no beard. Summit Striker, not sure. Not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think this is actually quite rare. Not rare. I'm not too sure. Very, 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 very rare. Technique. The Ace. Not sure if that's rare. That is very rare with the gold style as well. The Imagined. I'm not sure. The Origin. Not sure. Very, very rare. That's the Prisoner. He's very rare. The Reaper. That's very rare. Visitor. That's very rare. Tigress. I'm not sure. I think that's very rare. Very, very rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Not that rare. Not sure. Quite rare. I'm not sure. Not sure. Very rare. Valentina, no. No. Not sure. No. No. Actually, that's quite rare. Vendetta, I'm not sure. No, that's not rare. That's quite rare. That's quite rare. Waypoint, not sure. Whiteout, that's kind of good. Wild, Wingman. No, not sure. X-Lord, we're nearly at the bottom, finally. Scavenger. Xander. Yonder. Yellow Jacket, that's very rare. Yellow Jacket. ZD, I'm not that sure. Zenith, that's quite rare. Zoe, I'm not sure. And Zig, I'm not sure. Alright then, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hope you did. Hope you're having a good day or night, depending on where you're from. And as always, farewell.